Live.
All right.
You're live.
All right. I'm going to let some people join in. Oh, cool. Today Chef Freddy is going to be chefing Play-Doh in an attempt by Hannah and I to have a little bit more sanity in our life and use less apples and bananas. Oh, that looks good, Freddy. That's like an ice cream sundae, huh? Ooh, that's really good looking. So, can I taste it? Yeah. It looks like unicorn ice cream. Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? So today we're going to be doing some fun stuff. This is like the kind of dish that you would see on the menu at Canard. It's essentially homemade potatoes O'Brien inside of a quesadilla with chorizo, and it's topped with a poached egg and homemade avocado salsa verde, roasted charred tomatillos, garlic, onions, jalapeno, avocado to make it creamy, cilantro because we're the Ruckers and we love cilantro. It's kind of like huevos rancheros meets quesadilla meets breakfast potatoes. I've never made it before, but I wrote the recipe and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to teach you a couple of cool things in this recipe. One, how to make the charred tomatillo salsa verde. I'm also going to be teaching you how to make a quick onion escabeche. In one of the first videos, if you've been following along, we did a red onion pickle, and maybe some of those are still in your fridge. This is a little bit of a different style. I learned it from a chef that I worked with from Mexico, and it's like a real cumin-scented lime pickle, but it's less vinegary, and it entails sauteing the onions so they break down a little bit, but they still have a pop to them. Delicious. We're also going to go over how to poach an egg. So I know a lot of you probably are scared of poaching eggs, and I guess the least exciting thing is going to be actually making the quesadilla. So let's go ahead and start this recipe by getting the potatoes going. We're gonna have a couple of pans going at once, but I'm gonna go ahead and get some potatoes going on this back burner because they take a little bit of time to get crispy and to kind of get where you want them to. So I've got my trusty blend oil of canola and olive oil. I think about a third cup. You want to have a little bit for it to fry in. These are just 2 russet potatoes that I washed.
Can I cut them?
I'm going to cut these real quick. We've got the skin on just for texture. And you don't want them to be too big. You know, are you guys that are watching familiar with potatoes O'Brien? I know as a kid growing up, that was the potatoes that my mom always pulled out of the bag, frozen for breakfast. Also, if you don't want to make the potatoes for this recipe and you just want to make the quesadilla and kind of fast track it, couple of things you can do, and that I'll show you in a second. But one of them is just you can use frozen bagged potatoes O'Brien for this recipe, and it will be delicious, no problem. So I'm going to go ahead and just dice this up. Oh, yum! There will be some extra potatoes, but nobody is going to be upset about having some extra crispy potatoes with bell peppers and onions in your house.
Burger! You want some ice cream? Yeah! Poop ice cream.
Poop ice cream?
Yeah.
Oh man, I bet that's so good. Is it joke poop ice cream or real poop ice cream?
Real.
Oh, icky.
Yeah, icky. Oh, God.
So I'm going to take this other potato.
Somebody's going to try this with sweet potatoes.
Great. That's what I want y'all to do, things a little bit differently. Put your own twist on it. I did pick a winner for the Dutch oven, and Hannah's got my phone with that winner on it, so I will send you a message after the show today. So those that are participating and sent me, Finex and myself, risotto pictures, please stay tuned right after the show. You'll be getting a message if you won, and you'll be getting the Dutch oven in the mail, which is exciting.
We're gonna give them our oven.
No, my friend Michael, who works for the pot company Finex, is gonna run that with the lid right there, the two handles. That's called a Dutch oven.
And we have somebody working on the shirts.
Okay, so I got the potatoes diced up. I got this pan. It's not even hot yet. And we're not going to try and get the pan too hot right away. I'm just going to go ahead and turn the wrong, I always turn the wrong, every time I turn the wrong burner on. So I'm going to go ahead and just get that going. We'll be stirring it every once in a while, but there's a lot of liquid in the potatoes. And we want to slowly let that liquid evaporate, then we're going to get them crispy, add the veg in, and that's how we're going to get potatoes that stay nice and crispy. I'm also not salting them just yet, because that salt brings extracts the moisture, so I want to let that slowly happen. I'll salt them towards the end. Goes against a little bit of my rules. What do you got, Freddie? What do you need? Your knife? Oh, okay, let me see. I know where it is. This knife? Alright. Alright, so the next recipe we're going to do, luckily I have more than one pan. I'm going to do this onion escabeche. And this is one red onion, a little bit of cumin, some lime juice, and a little bit of salt, and some oil.
Freddie, don't rub the knife on your face, please.
Again?
No.
So while the pan heats up, I've got my onion just cut into nice thin julienne. Not too thin, but...
People are liking your chef tips about the potatoes.
Great. And now I'm going to roll this. We've all probably, if you've watched any sort of cooking TV, I'm just rolling this lime to loosen the juices.
Can you sub lemon for lime?
Sure.
Can I listen to juices?
Dude, your juices are loose, bro. Go pee-pee, okay? Guys, can you help him go pee-pee? Let's talk about loosening the juices, huh? Wow. Just happens. So, all of you guys that checked out Hannah Rucker Sculptures and showed some interest in the Mise Please bowls, she's been hard at work making these beautiful bowls. And like I said, as I was laying out the mise en place for today's demonstration, I just felt so blessed to have a wife who's so creative and who can give me these beautiful pieces of pottery. And there's just a sense of satisfaction once you have all of your things. Mise en place literally translates from French into everything in its place. And when you have these beautiful pieces of thrown clay that are glazed, and these beautiful speckled glazes, and all these beautiful produce and ingredients in them, it just feels like I'm ready to cook, and it's almost as fun as making the actual dish itself, just to see everything. Okay, so we've got potatoes are starting to hiss and sizzle. I'm getting this pan hot for the onions. And there's a reason I'm doing these onions first. They can be done a couple of days ahead of time, along with the salsa recipe next. And if you are someone that has a nice cast iron pan, you're in luck. I would do the onions first, because then, the trick is to wash as little amount of dishes as you can when you're cooking, right? Work clean. So we're going to do the onions, and then we're going to move right into charring the tomatillos. So I use this fork to extract all of that lime juice.
I'm going to come back on the other side of you.
Just going to give my hands a quick rinse here. We're starting to sizzle with our potato pan. We've got enough oil in the pan that they're going to fry. It's not too crowded. But nothing's happening too fast. It's just a slow, gradual thing. Now I've got some heat on my onions here. I'm going to toss these guys in. You can hear the sizzle factor taking place. Just going to break them up a little bit. The real trick here is to have them break down but not become like a caramelized onion, or we use the term sweated, not a sweated onion, which is why you want a high heat fairly fast. And you can see they're just starting to cook. I'm moving the pan around. I'm going to give them just a little hit of salt, maybe a teaspoon. I'm going to give them just a little hit of cumin, whatever the recipe says. I love cumin.
Me too. I put it in everything.
Yeah, as long as Mom says.
Just be careful with it, okay?
Okay, so now these onions right here, they've got the look of an onion that's just barely starting to almost weep. And I'm going to hit this lime juice. If you're someone who likes a lot of spice, you could toss just a couple of red pepper flakes in here to kind of give them a little bit of a kick. You don't have to. There's going to be spice other places in this recipe. You see how these onions are kind of the oil, the lime juice, the onions. They're getting, the color is beautiful on them. And that liquid is pretty evaporated, and by the time the liquid's evaporated, what you got is an acidic, cumin-scented sauteed onion. This is a great technique to apply with ceviches as well. It also works on, I love it on fish. Sorry, I'm not left-handed.
That's okay, I can go.
Ceviches, maybe a poached halibut, or pork. If you were going to make a carnitas at home, or maybe even a pork chop, you could incorporate this with like a tomato salad on top, or radishes. So now we've got this pan fairly dry, fairly hot. Our potatoes are working away here. Notice I'm not stirring too much, but they're not sticking because my cast iron is well seasoned.
Oh, someone's making the goat cheese mix for ravioli filling today.
Oh, great, from the omelet?
Yes.
That's fantastic. I love hearing your success and cooking smart.
That's such a great idea.
Okay, in the back, we're going to poach eggs a little bit later, so I went ahead and got this egg poaching water going.
Is there anything in it?
Nothing in it yet. We're going to go over what you put in it.
No.
Okay. 1 pound of tomatillos. If you haven't used a tomatillo, it's not in the tomato family. It's a nightshade. And, well, I guess it is the tomato, but it is in the eggplant family. And they come with like a husk on them. So I peeled the husk off, fairly easy to come off. And they're kind of sticky and they're cool. They're also good raw, like raw tomatillo mixed with these when they're chilled would be a wonderful salad with some nice olive oil. They're slightly bitter, and that would be wonderful on fish.
Would you put any like lettuce or any greens with it? If you made a salad of tomatillo and onion?
Yeah, you could put some greens in it, yeah.
Like arugula or something.
Yeah,
what about like a bitter, like radicchio maybe? This is for me, not for any of the people.
That might be a little bit too bitter because they have a bitterness to them. Have you ever tried a raw tomatillo?
No.
You want to?
Sure. What if you did pomegranates?
Wait, what?
Would that be good with them?
Yeah.
But he don't have the ingredients.
It takes you on a journey. It's like sweet and it says,
Oh, wow.
hey, there's Play-Doh on my...
Oh my God, you know what? It reminds me of that sour grass that I used to chew on when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh wow, I love that.
Gotta pull up my recipe, guys, so I don't lead you astray, okay?
Gabe's gotta read the recipe, 'cause he's normal, like everybody else.
Yeah,
Right.
see? Okay, so we're adding our jalapeno to this pan, too. And this is what we're considering this a dry pan, okay? This one's going to set off the smoke detector, though. Oh, yeah, we didn't tell the people about our
Drinking game.
our carbon monoxide scare after.
Oh yeah, we were up until midnight or 1 a.m.
1:30.
1:30 with our carbon monoxide detectors going off the other night.
After this, probably because we somehow triggered it.
I don't know, but it was going off and not stopping no matter what we did. So we had to call non-emergency, and
The gas company
the
came.
gas company came out and tested our whole house, and turned out it was just Freddy's epic farts poisoning us all and setting off the alarms.
No, it was
No,
like
it was Freddy's.
It was Freddy's. What were you gonna say?
Oh, the gas. It wasn't Freddy's farts?
no, we had some gas from something that was setting off the alarm.
I think it was from his tushy. Freddy, was the gas coming from your
But
tush?
it wasn't enough to make us feel sick though.
No, the guy said there wasn't any gas. I mean, it was just a tiny amount, but nothing that would make you sick. It was a 3 on a scale of 50 being danger zone.
So we're blackening these tomatillos slightly, the jalapeno as well, and they're gonna kind of start to burst. But this is, you get that char flavor going in here.
Yeah, Freddy, I don't know. He's on a different planet. He's busy cooking. What are you making, Buzz? Double chin soup. Are you making soup?
So let's talk about while we're charring the tomatillos and we're cooking the potatoes. Let's talk about chorizo. There's two kinds of chorizo. You've got your Spanish chorizo, which is going to be a hard aged sausage, a little bit more like something you would see on a charcuterie plate sliced. And then you've got your Mexican style, which is a little bit looser, crumblier, pretty fatty, a little bit more spiced, I think a little bit more spicy.
These are looking good, these taters. If the farts are going to make you second guess eating at Freddy's house's sprinkles and soup, and nothing else that he's done in his kitchen, then I'm questioning your sanity.
Yeah, that's true, huh? Because the farts are the least of your worries.
Yeah, it's what he's actually cooking is what I'm worried about.
Okay, I'm going to shake this pan up a little bit more.
What kind of meat is chorizo?
Pork. Although I did see a turkey chorizo at Safeway, and if you're vegetarian,
And soy rizo's good too.
haven't had soy rizo, but
I have it. It's got all the flavor.
if you're vegetarian and then no chorizo or soy rizo, will make this recipe will be fine.
And a lot of people do jackfruit now.
Yeah.
And I've heard that's really good in tacos.
So going along here, we've got.
We
We're
open
gonna
the
go ahead
front
and get.
door and close the hallway door because the smoke alarm's going to go off. But
We're going to get some of our salsa ingredients in the blender. I've got some cilantro from our friends at Roots Fitness Movement Farm out in Estacada.
we love them.
Yeah, great. Got the opportunity to go out and work on the farm this week. That was a real, is that this week? Yeah. Real fun thing. And then we're going to add an avocado as well.
Can you add the stuff over here so I can film in one spot?
Yeah.
Thanks,
Hey,
Gus. Appreciate it.
Did you
You're
shut
so
that door, the
helpful.
hall door there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you open the front
Oh,
door.
no, not that.
Yeah, shut that one because it'll slam.
Yeah, I shut that one.
Yeah, do that one too.
You want the ball?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody has a really good oat-based vegan chorizo recipe.
Yum.
That is good. Is that yum? I feel like that's more like, I'll try
That
it.
would be nice.
Send it, email it to me. I want to try it.
Oh man, we are char in here. And this is couldn't be a better use for cast iron than to char the hell out of both of these things that I have going. These potatoes are going to cook up so much nicer with this thick bottom cast iron pan. It's going to hold the heat and not be sticky. And then the same goes with the salsa verde here.
All right. Is that how pinning works? I don't know. Quite sure.
Is that how what?
Oh, you can pin a comment. I'm not sure where it goes though when you pin it.
So I can tell that these tomatillos, you just want them to start getting to the point where they're going to be bursting a little bit. You can see that it's going to want to kind of soften. And once it kind of starts to burst, that's when you've created it's softened up and it's actually kind of steamed itself from the inside out. Look how nice that is. Whoa.
All right, let me handle the camera work, buddy. These look good, babe.
Yeah, right?
When I was a short order cook at Hamburger Headquarters in Battleground, Washington, at 16 years old, the first lesson I learned was the hash browns have to go on the flat top first, or you're never going to get the order out.
Yeah, right. All right, I love the way this looks now. It's charred. They're starting to burst. They're still going to be moist. And I'm going to go ahead and you got it right here.
Oh, you're putting them in the blender-rooney.
All right. Let me just go check this recipe here.
Who are you talking to, Freddie?
Nothing.
Okay, bye.
I've got some actual olive oil for this recipe because I want that flavor in there. I'm just going to add a tablespoon.
Ah!
I'm going to add a little bit of onion.
Oh my gosh, you can really smell the jalapeno and tomatillo once you added all that in. It's like totally released it from the pan.
Thank you for serving my Mrs. O'Brien.
I am the missus of the potatoes. I'm potato queen in this house, kind of. I love making them.
And then for this recipe, folks, we've got cumin here in the onions, and we're gonna get coriander in this salsa. Coriander is the seed of cilantro, if you don't know. Cumin and coriander work really well together, and that's how we're going to build our layers. The salsa is going to have the ground coriander and
So Tina, the recipes, we have a YouTube channel called Cooking with the Ruckers. And that's where our recipes are going to live probably.
those are all my favorites.
I know, but she's wondering about after quarantine, and we just don't know really when quarantine's going to be over or what's going to happen. But they're in the highlights on Instagram right now, and if it changes, they'll always be on YouTube.
Yeah, I also got the rough drafts that I can email out.
Yeah, you want to email, we can email them to you. Email us at cookingwiththeruckers@gmail.com.
Okay. Let's turn the heat down just a little bit on these guys? We are cruising, guys. We've got our onions. We've got our potatoes O'Brien coming along. We're making salsa. So this was just about a tablespoon or so of the olive oil. The onion, the garlic, the coriander.
Potatoes are now turned down to like a, I don't know if you can see that, a medium heat. Go live at the restaurant. It is live at the restaurant.
Yeah, this is, okay, so now I'm going to finish adding the other,
We probably will not be doing cooking videos live after quarantine. We will be so busy. Gabe will be working as much as it takes to reopen 2 restaurants at the same time. So it's going to be pretty intense. But if anybody wants to come over here and help me with the kids and cleaning, I'll cook for you.
There you go.
Keep me company.
Who knows, maybe things will open up, and if somebody wants to pay for some private chefing. We don't know what the world's going to look like when we're done with, you know, when nobody knows what reopening is going to look like.
Yeah. What we really want to do now is have a farm, but we need investors. If anybody wants us to do an urban farm on our property with events, like we would do like dinners, build like a space for private dinners and private events, but we need somebody to give us all the money to do it. And then we'll farm it all. We'll raise some animals, and we'll raise rabbits and chickens and goats
And a pig.
and a pig. And then you can come to our house and eat on our Milwaukee farm. That's our new dream. That's our quarantine dream.
True story.
Yeah, Lindsay is going to host a kegger here at my house. I can tell. She's inviting everybody to get together after.
She invited Instagram.
Yeah, just the
Everybody
Instagram.
that's on Instagram.
Yeah, that's fine. All you crazy people can show up at my door.
Nobody's really heard about it yet.
I won't turn anyone away.
Okay, so we're cruising now. I'm getting excited.
Kids all left. I guess there's
But look at
laws on
this.
how long they can work anyway.
Yeah, but this mess is way less than normal.
I know, because it's Play-Doh, and I don't know why we didn't think of that sooner. I feel like an idiot. I'm 3 kids in, and I couldn't figure out to do Play-Doh.
A little bit of credit there. I'm thinking on the fly.
Sure. It's a good idea.
I'm not just a beautiful face that cooks all these meals.
You're a genius dad.
Okay, I love these potatoes because a good potatoes O'Brien isn't too crispy. It's got some texture, and you can see how nice this is.
No, Lindsay, I do think there should be like a supper club after this. I don't know how we'll be able to go out to restaurants, though. How many people will be able to be inside of a restaurant?
Just come to our farm.
Yeah, that's why we need our farm, our event farm. Does anybody
so-
watching have like $500,000 they want to invest? You just send me an email.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and the jalapeno that we're gonna put in the potatoes, I'm seeding it. See this? I'm gonna cut up with no seeds. If you want that floral aroma that a jalapeno brings to the table with a little bit of spice, serve it without the seeds. If you want it to be spicy, like in that salsa with all the other things where it's gonna balance out, go ahead and use the seeds.
Yeah, and then don't touch your eyes
Or your
or your Toodaloo, your Virginia or Pierre.
Okay, so I've got jalapeno, onion, and bell pepper. Let's go ahead and add our vegetables to the potatoes.
Oh man. Gotta give me some heads up before you do that. Gorgeous.
I'm also going to go ahead and add some salt to this recipe now. 1 tablespoon. And then here's our cumin again, making another appearance. if you want to make this recipe and not have them be kind of like a Latin leaning recipe, then just leave the cumin out. You can leave the jalapeno out too. Obviously, you can see we're going to have some extra potatoes to serve on the side.
You could also, like what we would do if our kids were eating, is we would take out half the potatoes and then add the spicy ingredients and the seasoning so that the kids had more like subtle potato. We would keep in the red bell pepper and the onion though, just to like force them to eat it.
Okay, so I'm going to wipe the cast iron out for making our quesadillas.
Obi Kenobi says he opened his own restaurant, the Bohemian Duck, 2 weeks before coronavirus. And he says there's plenty of farm in Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to move to Nebraska?
So why don't you come over here? We've got all of the ingredients for our salsa in the blender.
We do have a winner for the Dutch oven, but it's on his phone and we can't remember the person's name. So he's going to make a post after this.
Who was asking?
Tara Farrar. And so after this video, we'll announce the winner in a little post, okay? So sorry. I'm hungry and I'm cranky, and this is going to be the perfect meal to eat after we're done.
Spicy, needs a touch more salt.
This is from the restaurant, this Vitamix. It's a commercial one. Our home kitchen just, what do we have? Oh, what's that blender that we have?
The Ninja.
The Ninja. I got that for him for Christmas one year.
Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this beauty shot of this salsa. Creamy tomatillo avocado salsa.
Beautiful. That looks like it is perfect. I'm going to taste it. Oh my God, it's perfect.
So if you don't have the bandwidth to make this recipe, the thing that I was essentially trying to copy is one of my top 5 favorite condiments. It's Jerez guacamole salsa, and it's something we have in the refrigerator at all times. And I essentially wrote this recipe, never having made it, to try and copy this. So let's go ahead and take a look. Not bad.
I feel like the Jerez is spicier than what you, and has a lot more vinegar in it. But I like yours better. But I love that Jerez. I get it at Costco in like a 3-pack.
We're gonna go ahead and turn. I think we should probably turn this off. It looks perfect, huh?
Yeah.
I love what's going on here.
The salsa recipe is in on the highlights in Instagram. But essentially, the ingredients for the salsa:
jalapeno, tomatillo, onion, garlic, cilantro, coriander, cumin if you'd like, lime juice, and olive oil, and avocado. Okay.
Are you still planning to make duck? Somebody wants to know.
Yeah, let's do duck on Friday.
Okay.
We're gonna take Wednesday off because it's my birthday, guys. And my Instagram boss is gonna let me take the day off. We're gonna poach some eggs, and then we're gonna assemble some quesadillas. Okay, so we've got water at a simmer. There's nothing in it yet. I'm gonna come right back. So that's about 4 cups of water. I'm gonna add about a half cup of vinegar to that, okay? It seems crazy, but the vinegar is so important in getting your egg to poach and not blow up in the water. Salsa came out nice, huh?
Yeah, it's so good.
How are the potatoes?
They're incredible.
Not too salty?
No, they're
Good.
perfect.
Good.
I also add vinegar when I'm hard boiling my eggs because it makes the shells come off easier when you peel them.
Nice. Oh, great tip. Really great tip. Okay, so when you're poaching eggs, I find you want like a nice simmer. You want some bubbles. You don't want a rolling boil. And a great tip for you if you're poaching eggs is to crack your egg into a bowl or a small vessel. I prefer to have a Hanna Rucker, one-of-a-kind Mise Please bowls.
Oh my God, you are a hype beast for me.
Crack your egg, and then you can just slide it right in there. And then you can watch it kind of grab. You see that happening? How does Instagram see? Come around the other side maybe. I'm also not dropping it from too high up. And I'm going to do 2 eggs at a time and just kind of keep them right here warm while we make the quesadillas. That's screw it, we'll make 4. No, 2 sounds good. Better play it safe on TV, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to mess up in front of everybody. Do you taste the vinegar when you eat the eggs? I don't know. I mean, not really. I don't think. We'll see when we're done. Hannah, you can purchase the bowls if you email me. I have a few people and I've only made I haven't made that many, so go ahead and get on the email list and you can purchase the bowls when they're done. My email's in the comments, but I will type it again. And then I will send you back like a little blurb about what they cost and how it works.
See how nicely.
Good job.
Well, these are a little under. Okay. And the reason they're a little under is because if you're cooking for 4 and you're trying to poach the eggs, what we're going to do, if you're just making 1 or 2, that's fine, but what we're going to do is finish poaching our eggs, and then when the quesadillas are all ready, we're just going to drop them back in to just finish for a second.
Oh,
in
wow.
the water.
Playing with fire. You can drop them back in without breaking them?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is really quiet in the kitchen. Well, we turned the fan off because we're not burning anything at the moment. And the kids are playing Legos.
All right, let's rock. I've got just Safeway Mission flour tortillas. If you can find nicer ones, great. 1, 2.
Somebody says they use Vortex method. Has that actually worked? No, they want... Have you heard of Vortex method?
Yeah, where you make the... Yeah, but you still would put vinegar in the water.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Everyone's so helpful answering each other, too.
So, I'm going to make... Because we have this chili oil around. If you have been following along, you know it's one of my favorite recipes. It is in our recipes under the chili mayo on my favorites. But I think it makes a really...
Bye, A-Arm Chef. Thanks for watching.
So we're going to add a tortilla.
Oh my God, I'm so hungry.
a little bit of pepper jack cheese, Tillamook. When I took, Gus was so surprised that Tillamook sells their cheese shredded. They don't have the pepper jack shredded, but he was like, oh, you know Tillamook sells their cheese shredded?
He's just discovered cheese.
A little bit of these potatoes.
What's your birthday? You know what? All the meals that we're eating right now are leftovers of these meals, and so what I do is I'm just frying rice and then adding whatever protein we have, and then I'm putting it with some kind of like greens as a salad.
Chorizo.
Oh, Costco has uncooked flour tortillas.
And then I'm just gonna throw just another little top.
Yes, Subway. I was gonna get him Subway, but it's because I wanted to go out in the sun and be outside. But it's gonna rain now on his birthday, so I have to think of a new birthday plan. We'll just make another baby instead.
Sounds, the making part sounds fun. Okay, so I've got my 4 roughly poached eggs. I'm going to clean the water up a little bit, because we are going to go back in just to finish.
In-N-Out burgers would be fun. That would take up a whole day.
Yeah, but that would be really fun.
Okay, we can do
so
that.
you see how some of this cheese I spilled on there? You can use butter if you want. You can use olive oil, canola. I like this chili oil because we have it around. Although we might run out. But you see some of the cheese spilling out there? That's a great thing. That's called a frico. And that is crispy cheese. Look at this. Is all...
This is somebody asked what that was, and it's a fish spatula.
What's that?
That?
A fish spatula, yeah.
The risotto winner, we have not announced yet because the name is in his Instagram messages, and we're filming right now, so we will announce it after we're done.
All right, so now we're gonna flip.
Oh my God. This is the best day of my life.
I'll let that kind of sit on top.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm gonna turn the temperature down a little bit, because remember that cast iron, one of the tricks when you're cooking with cast iron is it holds the heat so well that once you build up the heat and get it nice and hot, then you can kind of manipulate it, because you're not gonna lose it really fast. Like where a thin bottom pan, you would lose your heat. We're getting nice and melty. I love what the chili oil does to the tortilla here. It gives it that, it's toasted, the chilies are toasted, so it enhances the toasted flavor of the tortilla. Beautiful orange hue to it. And you get a little side view of what that's looking like in there.
Oh my gosh.
I told you guys, for a family that doesn't imbibe or a chef that doesn't use the product, I'm pretty good at cooking stoner food.
Yeah, right. Well, you used to be a stoner.
In high school,
You have
when
memory.
everybody-
Oh, but you weren't
normal
cooking
kids.
probably, huh?
No.
Okay, so where did you
Okay.
get this chorizo from?
Okay. Let's start one more. I'll answer that question. This one is going to be, I'll show you the difference of the chili oil versus not. The chorizo comes to us from Safeway.
Any other good places to get
But
chorizo?
the best place to get chorizo, if you live in Portland, is to go to Sheridan Market, which is on Grand and Oak, I think. And it is a family-owned company. It's been family-owned and operated for over 100 years. They are the people who deliver a lot of products to the restaurant. Their produce, market, everything. They have a great butcher case. And the chorizo that we use at Canard, I was experimenting with chorizo recipes when we opened Canard up, and we just don't have that much space. We get it from Sheridan, we cook it up, and we use it, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's right around the corner from Nikki. Thanks, Lindsay.
This is gonna be a fat daddy.
Yeah. Might want to turn the fan back on again.
Okay, so we should we go ahead and plate one of these so we don't run out of time?
Yeah, and then poach the eggs again, I guess.
Yep. Just gonna throw them in there just to warm up.
I like mine really poachy. Poached over medium. Can I get that? Or is that not a poached egg?
Okay.
Yeah, the bacon is really good from Sheridan.
One, two, three.
Whoa, that looks great.
That one's a little bit dark.
I like it. A lot of freaky freako all over there. I'm into it.
So I'm gonna, to plate, I'm gonna come over here. I got this quesadilla, leaving some crispy bits. I'm gonna go ahead and take these onions and make a little nest of the onions.
For our little eggy weggies. What are you feeling for?
Just that it's soft, but not too soft. It's like the Babette's milk.
Hot, kind of hot, but not too hot, but kind
Okay,
of hot.
we've got our poached egg.
Lovely.
I'm gonna put a little garnish of some cilantro.
El Torito Market in Oak Grove. That is the market I was trying to remember the name of for someone else watching this, and I could never remember.
And then
But yeah, El
I'm gonna
Torito.
treat this salsa just like you would a hollandaise on an eggs Benedict, and I'm just gonna nap the egg with it.
Nap the egg?
Yeah,
like
nap
a blanket?
Yeah, like we're covered.
Cute. El Torito also makes their own cheese, and it's incredible. But their salsa, their homemade salsa, is spicier than anything I've ever eaten in my life. And that's the medium spice one, so I've never even had the hot one.
There you go.
That is beautiful. Any other questions before we dig in? Thank you guys for watching. And
Happy cooking, happy quesadillas. And we'll
Yeah.
see you on Friday for duck.
duck. Yum.
Ruck duck.
Ruck duck. Okay. Have a great weekend, you guys, and stay sane.
Au revoir.